Vinny, all my love from South Philly. Mwah. Peace out, pal.
Vinny from South Philly.
You're watching Vinny from South Philly.
All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Vinny Presents. And today we have joining us from Miami. She is an author who just now recently had a movie out about her book. She's an influencer, she's a model, she does everything.
I wrote a book called Walk Beside Me. It's about my journey from being a model to a diagnosis of breast cancer and a couple other illnesses in there, to my transformation, about being very dependent on things outside of me, to figuring out that the things inside of me were what really matters. And so the book was published in 2016, and then it was bought technically to become a film in 2018. And it has taken almost 8 years now for the film to get to this point. The world premiere of the film, called Hello Beautiful. My book is called Walk Beside Me, so they're different titles. Hello Beautiful, the world premiere was in Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hills Film Festival, April 1st. We went on to win the Palm Award, the Golden Palm Award, which I have here somewhere. And that is for the best film. We then went to Philly, which I had never been to before, actually, to the Philadelphia Independent Film Festival, which is just a great festival, just a nice family group of people. And Ben, who runs it, is fantastic. And we won Best Drama there. So we are 2 for 2, and we're going to keep going and getting this movie out, because I'll tell you the reason for my passion and my movement with this movie and with the book. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I had a lot of information being thrown at me from the medical community, right? This is your diagnosis. This is going to happen. This is what you're going to go through, and on. And at some point, you can't even hear it anymore. And so I sought out stories, because I was 41 years old. I had no contemporaries with breast cancer, and I wanted to know what was actually going to happen to me, other than I knew my hair was going to go. And so I looked at movies, I turned to social media, I turned to shows about cancer. And what I found was very depressing. I found a lot of movies about illness that ended in a funeral. I found a lot of TV shows, one specifically about breast cancer, that was hopeful, but most of them were not. And I thought to myself, if I can ever write a book about this journey, wouldn't that make a splash in the world? Wouldn't that help women? If I could ever get that book made, and I actually get it made into a movie, wouldn't that be amazing to show survivorship and hope and not end in a funeral? Because so often, what we don't understand until maybe we've gone through trauma, is every story of despair and tragedy, we need 10 stories of hope to negate how that affects us. So I almost feel like people are going to watch this movie on repeat over and over again. Like, okay, there's hope, there's survivorship, she does live, versus the other films. So that's why this passion and this movement is inside of me, trying to get this done.
Well, that's amazing. And, congratulations. It's a hard struggle. I can't imagine, the loneliness, the isolation, the despair, and just the feelings of like, where can I find some good news? Where can I find some comfort? And I love the fact that you turned a very scary, tragic, possibly very tragic scenario into a very positive one with this book, and now with this movie. And you mentioned two of my favorite film festivals, obviously Beverly Hills and Philly, which I am, like I said, a big fan of. So,
Yeah.
and it's amazing to have won both, and you're doing great. So that just show, and that just gives credence to what you're producing.
Absolutely. It's, we have a great product and we know the mission behind it, but to have premieres and for other people to give accolades and to also cheer us on it's not just rewarding, but it's confirmation. And so we know we're on the right track, and it's just now it's getting to that next level, doing more festivals, doing more private events, showings, to get it distributed, to get bigger eyes on it, which is our ultimate goal.
And the beauty of that too is, it's never been a better time to get your message out there with the amazing world of social media, which has definitely transformed my life as much. And I have the thumb to prove it. From clicking all night and day. But no, it's a beautiful thing, social networking, and just there's a lot more ability, even with distributors, a lot of streaming platforms. There's so many options now that a person like yourself and me can get the message out.
I hope you're right, because so often I hear stories of going, oh, well, the film industry's shifted so much and it's so difficult. And I'm like, I'm tired of I'm tired of the difficult stories. I'm here to show a more positive story, that you can go from not being in the business at all to writing a book, and that book becoming a film, and positivity can come from that. So I like your enthusiasm, and I hope you're right.
You have to stay positive. Well, look, I mean, positivity brought you here, right? You didn't give up.
No, you know what? It's the truth is, what we focus on, we become. And that's so true, especially in illness. If you focus on fear, you become more fearful. If you focus on hope, you become more hopeful. And when I became more hopeful, I started to do hopeful acts, right? And when you're in that fear mode, it's almost like emotional paralysis where you can't act. And so I'm in this stage of now 13 years out, still in the hopeful season of my life. And I'm going to keep staying that focused.
The beauty of it is that I'm sure you're inspiring a lot of people and a lot more people. And once you do a movie, I mean, a book, of course, but especially with a movie, the longevity of it and the ability to reach the wide masses and millions of people out there. And it's a really sweet thing, too, for someone who's going through what you went through to see that. I think it'll be very uplifting, inspiring.
Yeah, that is the goal. And it's you're right about the longevity. And it was great to have the book out, and the book was well received. But when I think about inspiring millions and millions of people for decades, that's a film. And so it was the natural progression. And I have a lot of grit and determination. So if you tell me no, I'm going to find a different door to open.
Well, what's next? Are you looking at more festivals? I mean, and I know you have to be you have to, I don't want to say you have to be careful, but you really have to be a little discerning when you want to include your film in different film festivals, because it has to kind of jive with what you're doing. And it has to be reputable, of course, which the last two are very reputable. But
Yeah.
what are you looking to do in the present with this?
Yeah, you're totally right about that. It does matter what we attach to. And so, yes, we're applying to more festivals for the fall. There's kind of a hiatus in the summer. And so that's our route right now. We are also, this is an amazing story. We have hospital systems that are asking to bring our film to their cities. So as an example, next week, we're in St. Louis, Missouri. SSM Health System is a hospital system in St. Louis, and they are sponsoring the movie to go there as a community builder. So we're going to do a few of those over the summer to keep the momentum going. And then in the fall, we'll do more festivals. And ultimately, we do want to be sold. So.
Well, I mean, obviously here in Philly, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, South Jersey, huge market, wonderful hospitals, and a lot of great cancer treatment hospitals. So that you might find a home there too.
Absolutely. Yeah, the more the better, because we are finding the breast cancer community just really enthusiastic about this project and really promoting it. And it's been so lovely to see how many people it's impacted already. And it's only a small group of people. We've only been in 2 festivals, which as you know, it's not big theaters. And so to have that kind of impact so far is so encouraging. And it makes such a difference in my courage to keep going, because it's a lot of hustle. It's just hustling.
And it's a great validation. I'm sure when you learned about, that you won, I'm sure it's just a great, warm, wonderful feeling.
Well, not just that, but so often people think getting into film festivals is easy. It's really hard. I think the percentage is 1% of all films that get made get into festivals. I feel like everybody there that gets into a festival has a seat at the table. Like, that's a huge reward just to be in the festival.
It's a huge honor, right? Just entries is an honor.
It's a huge honor. Yeah. I don't know that people realize that.
So have you encountered any, I mean, of course, there's plenty of obstacles when you're making a film, but was it a tough way to come between the book and the film? Was it a lot? I mean, it sounds like there were just about 8 years in between, which is normal out there. If anybody's watching this, it is normal. Right. It's a long time sometimes. To have a book to make it into a film, sometimes it could take decades. But tell us about that path. Was that a very tough one, or did it just all of a sudden start to pick up its pace?
I had 2 previous engagements with companies that wanted to, or outfits really, that wanted to take my book make it to a film. And they were really interesting conversations, and we got pretty far along. And then all of a sudden, one time I kind of stopped the conversations, another time they did. And then Ziad Hamza, who's a incredible filmmaker, he picked up the project, and he is a director, and he also wrote the screenplay. And he's been really patient with this project, and he's been really kind with his generous soul to move through this stages of these seasons with this project, and he's so committed to it, which is so beautiful. And so I have a great group of people, of filmmakers that really are championing for this film. And so I think that if we didn't have that, then I don't think this ever would have gotten to where it is. I think it matters who's on your team. I think it matters how they feel about the project, because so many, as you know, so many projects get sidelined and they don't get over the hump. And so to have the right team there's nothing better than that. And people believe in the project. And it's a full feature film. And it's sometimes people say to me, "Oh, it's so cute. You're doing this project." And I look at them like, no, it's not cute. This is a meaningful project. It's not just entertainment. And so when you have a team of people that care about the entertainment, but also the meaning behind it, that's a home run.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when that all comes together like that. And it sounds like this is something that has just found its right time and place. And again, I just love this kind of story because not only it's entertaining to a degree, but it's more you're able to reach out and really touch lives. I think that's really what good movies are about. And since this is such so many millions of people unfortunately have to go through. I just love it. I love the whole idea, and love that you won the film festivals. And
Yeah.
I look forward to you winning some more. So, is there anywhere where we could find you? Obviously, I want to leave some links in the description, Bob, and hopefully everybody listening out there, please follow and support you. But just off the cuff, where can we find you?
So Christine Handy is my name, and I am on almost all social media under that name. And my website is christinehandy.com. So I'm out there. I'm searchable.
Shouldn't be too hard, right? Well, listen, Christine, you've been generous with your time. I don't want to keep it. I love everything about this. Can't wait to see this film.
Thank
And
you.
excited. And I want everybody else, please drop a comment. Make sure when you watch the movie, leave a review. I can't tell you how important it is. I keep reminding people, please
True.
leave reviews,
Yeah, so true. Thank you for that. Yeah.
especially when you're in the independent, semi-independent, mid-level areas. We have to work a little bit harder than everybody else to try to get recognition.
Absolutely. You're preaching to the choir. Good for you.
All right. Again, our guest has been the wonderful Christine Handy. Make sure we check out Hello Beautiful. And again, I really appreciate you being with us. And congratulations again on your awards.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll see you next time.